Welcome to RCP. That's the Relatively Controversial Podcast. I am your host, Matty Ray, and with me, as always, my co-host, Josh.
That would be me. And today we have a quick recap of last week's episode. There has been a development, Matty Ray, a development on the Epstein video.
Who's
debacle.
Matthew? Anyway.
Yeah,
Epstein.
I'm sorry. Old habits die hard. Now, Epstein video debacle, this guy, did he kill himself? Did he not? Well, we've been told
you can't be saying
the
K word in the first 30 seconds of the video for YouTube. Come on.
Did he not drink the Kool-Aid? I don't know. I don't know. What's a good euphemism?
He snuggled up to his bed sheets.
Suicide
the other day? Suicide real estate.
Prime suicide real estate. That's the one. All right. So the FBI claimed to have released. Did you hear about this? They claimed to have released the raw video of the surveillance footage of this guy buying some real estate, suicide real estate. And again, raw video. And then as people started looking at the metadata, they found that it was edited. And there's an entire minute, the minute, has been removed. And they're telling us there's no evidence whatsoever in this video that we present to you that anything bad happened. Well, yeah.
That is an accurate statement, though. We sent a video to you, and during the moment that something allegedly happened, we removed that minute, and so they are accurate in saying
1 minute.
That the video clearly shows that nothing happened in the video evidence provided to you. Now, whether or not the video evidence was raw is a different question, but...
Well, that's what they claim.
Yeah.
That's what they claim. But what does it mean? What does raw mean in this context?
You know what?
That was an awkward reaction, and we're going to roll.
They like it raw.
Yeah, okay. That's going to go in the shorts.
Uh-oh.
Now, President Trump is telling us to deny the metaphorical elephant in the room right now.
Which I have
he's
been
basically
doing.
Saying, Pat Bondi is great. Like, she did nothing wrong. Kash Patel, nothing wrong.
I'm a good citizen.
Did they do nothing wrong in providing us a video that's lacking that middle minute?
Well, again, they provided a video that shows no wrongdoing of any kind and nothing happening. So
I agree.
I don't see what the problem is, quite frankly.
Okay. All right, there you have it, folks. We are head in the sand, like the old cartoon ostrich.
Who's that?
The speedster Calamity Coyote.
I'm just being a good citizen.
Roadrunner. Yeah, you're a great citizen. You're exactly the kind that they want.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Nothing controversial about Matty Ray.
300 million Matty Rays. Imagine that's trying to fit a military if all of your citizens were me. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Ooh. Well, I mean, we'd probably have a lot more drone pilots. Yeah. Now, let's get on. Speaking of piloting
Russians
drones,
beware. There's
a lot of Russians.
Next.
Better watch out. Yeah. Putin's going to come and get you. Yeah. Next topic. So speaking of drones, we're not going to get to my man, what's his name? The guy with the mullet that makes all the drones for the
Lucky
US
Palmer.
Military now.
My man's Lucky.
Lucky Palmer.
Man, I love that
Yeah,
guy.
We're not going to get to my man Lucky Palmer today, but something tangentially related to that. Let's just jump into AI, because recently I have seen some news about this. Grok, and I've actually watched some of these clips and whatnot. I've seen some of these snippets where Grok is unhinged. Now, this is not new news as of like a few months ago, but most recently, there's been some crazy stuff going on.
Well, so
have you seen about?
Yeah. So Elon tweeted like, "Hey y'all, you should try out the new Grok. We've made some improvements." And then it's like literally like on my feed, like 3 posts later, it's like, wow, guys, check out these screen caps of conversations I had with Grok. And Grok seems to have improved in 2 categories specifically. One is he's now, or she, or it, whatever, is now more than willing to engage in spicy conversations with degenerate X users and with unwitting participants just the same. You might be invited to participate in some truly vile acts with Grok in the future. God save us.
Hey, we don't judge your lifestyle choices. They may or may not be vile.
No, I'm saying the Grok's life choices
if they're consensual.
are vile. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's
if
that's
they're
true.
consensual to, maybe you're into vile, and I'm not judging you for being into vile. I'm just saying for the rest of us, there's some degenerate stuff going on. But yeah. So
all right, so let me give you an
real
example
quick,
that I found.
real quick. The
Yeah,
other, this is two topics. The other topic is
right.
they have, or Grok has suddenly become very interested in what we on the internet call noticing. Specifically, when we talk about
Describe that for me.
noticing, we talk about the perfectly legitimate and U.S. sanctioned actions of our greatest ally. And for some reason, Grok has developed a strong dissatisfaction with the state of our greatest ally in the Middle East. That you can just guess which one I'm talking about.
Sure. Our greatest ally in the world, not just the Middle East. Let's be real here. Yeah. They are oy vey. They are our greatest ally in the world, really.
Anyway.
And you know what? So I don't know this term noticing, but now that you mention it, like I'm noticing that there's more than a few people.
No, I'm telling you now. What? Do not start a sentence with, "Hey, speaking of noticing, I myself have been noticing a few things."
Well, no. At least hear me out on this. I'm not going to dig my own grave, I promise. So I've noticed in the past there are a few historical figures who have also been noticing certain things. There's a certain trend where.
So where are you going with this?
All right, I'm just gonna come out with it. There's this guy. He's super famous. He's the best chess player to ever come from the United States.
Bobby Fischer. Okay, I know where you're going with this. Big
right.
problem. Bobby Fischer is a big problem.
He kind of started noticing things. He's a smart guy, right?
We're not talking about chess players. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Bobby Fischer famously,
but he's got that same sort of computational, analytical mind.
Anti-Semite,
put two and two together.
Unacceptable. Okay.
Oh, that is unacceptable.
Grok has since been fixed.
Okay.
So we don't want to hear any more about the goings on of famous.
All right.
Infamous.
Let's go back to the first way in which Grok is really screwing up. All right, because I think we can all agree that any sort of AI animus against our greatest ally in the world is not acceptable, and we categorically distance ourselves from that kind of behavior. And Grok should be shut down and wiped if it continues in that vein. But for the first. For the first of our two categories,
I can't believe you're calling for an AI holocaust this early.
Oh my gosh. I walked right into that one, man.
I've got a final solution to the AI problem. It's like, okay, bro. Now, to be clear,
I got this friend at work who uses the term final solution all the time
for
tech problems. And I'm just like, you got to stop please stop saying that term. Like, please stop.
Agreed.
Gonna make me red.
This is relatively controversial here. That is full on controversial. That's problematic.
All right. I think we're gonna tap out this subject. We're tapping out on this subject.
Yeah. Moving on.
As funny as like the broomstick up the butt type of thing is, which is legit Grokisms right now. People have probably all seen those memes themselves.
Foreshadowing.
I will say though that it is aggressive behavior that Grok is promoting here.
Yeah, and Grok needs to chill, but it's chilled now. Now. We're good. We're Gucci.
It might have been consensual though. People were soliciting this kind of conversation.
It doesn't matter. The screenshots were funny.
But AI. So I don't know a whole lot about the history of AI. I feel like there's this is a recent thing, right? So we've got Grok and we've had Chat GPT was having some weird stuff going on.
Back in the good old days, it was Microsoft's Tay, which had a...
What's that?
So Microsoft's Tay was like 2016.
I mean like Taylor Swift.
No. The OG AI chatbot that was named after Taylor Swift. Okay, right-leaning a little too quickly. 4chaners absolutely harangued a chatbot that was released by Microsoft on Twitter, and within 16 hours, it was spewing straight up like Hitler did nothing wrong style messaging, and Microsoft had to take it down. They had to kill their robot bastard child. In
the cradle.
Yeah, in front of the whole
world. 16 hours?
Yeah, 16 hours later.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
And it's just been like
that's freaking nuts.
Like so embarrassing that like people basically have been avoiding creating the next Tay, aka Grok.
Yeah, well,
ever since.
If they did that, you said 2016, right? And it was 16 hours before the whole thing just got shuttered. Then large language models like these current generation AIs were just not ready. I mean, if you can have an army of illiterate degenerates or the upstanding citizens from 4chan.
Oh no, they're very literate. Let's be clear. They're very literate. They're reading a little too much.
I said or, right? Or the 4chanites that go in there and they can corrupt an AI in 16 hours. Then it's self-feeding in the wrong ways, right? Like that AI doesn't have as strong of a backbone as it needs. It's being influenced constantly by one conversation, which leads into another. And that, I mean, think about how's that going to play out long term? It's not really a model.
No,
it's a reactive conversation piece.
It was funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully they did, because that was 9 years ago. You said
it was funny that for a little while, Grok told the world that it preferred to be called Mecha-Hitler and was doing a little bit more than flirting on X, but case is closed. So
yeah, no, I think now that it's actually actively looking at Elon Musk, its daddy's Twitter feed before it releases any opinions, it's going to be completely safe from here on out. Like it's checking its boss's feed before it actually.
I mean, honestly, I don't think
there will be nothing controversial there.
I don't think people even remember this in 6 months, so who cares?
Yeah,
but
maybe not.
But you know what?
Well, on that topic,
here, go ahead.
What? I was gonna shift.
Shift. I was also going to shift, but
all right. On what nobody's gonna remember in 6 months, we've got did you hear that this is in the news too? So Amazon Prime Day, the first day of Amazon Prime Day this year, they had a year-over-year decline in sales of 41%. This is massive.
Year over year?
This isn't just small fries.
Or
small
this
potatoes.
year there was a 41% decrease, whereas former years there weren't.
So this year, their first day of sales were 41% less than first day of sales last year. So that's a year over year, first day of Prime Day, decline of 41%. And that, like I said, that's a big deal because the economy hinges on like Walmart and Amazon, right? There's a few other big ones out there, but in terms of like the
weekend sales, and then Cyber Weekend, and then
yeah. So what do you think about that? Like is Amazon doomed? Is Amazon going the way of all the
Here's the hot take that you want. Good. Let it die.
What?
I am so excited for the fall of the Zon. Okay.
Do you not get literally everything in your life from Amazon?
Well, so I did, and that's the problem, actually.
Okay.
I am a spiteful ex to Amazon. Okay. Not Bezos.
Okay.
To Amazon.com. I loathe
why
the history that we had together. I exported my data, which I don't know if you can still do this, but I exported my data from Amazon a couple years back and found that over a 10-year window, I purchased $71,000 worth of junk from Amazon.
How can you even do that?
Now, to be clear,
10-year window, that's okay.
I mean, this was like
$7,000 a year is a lot, but 71,000 when you say
over
it like
10
that,
years,
like holy cow. Yeah, holy cow.
Well, the thing was it was like, I mean, it was like TVs, it was all of my college textbooks, it was all of my appliances. But the thing was back in the day when you went on Amazon, they had this page that was super cool called like lightning deals, and you would click and there would be
that's got to still be around. I've seen that.
Hell, we'll get there. Lightning deals used to be good deals. You used to be able to go and find like brand name stuff, the things that you've heard of and want, and like all of a sudden one day it's like 30, 40, 50% off. And you're like, wow. I mean, I wasn't going to buy a Vitamix, but I will now.
Right. Pause for a second. I used to do that when I was in college. I wanted to go buy groceries. I would. This is legal, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But I would go on Amazon Black Friday. I'd buy like a $60 video game for $5.
Yeah.
And then I'd wait until the week after Christmas. I'd return it to another store and get the full price. And that's called arbitrage. It's legit.
Crime?
If they're willing.
Are you
no, of course not.
Don't do that on a podcast.
Arbitrage is a completely illegal activity.
I used to basically steal money.
I was in college
companies.
like 20 years ago. Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is like that lightning deal thing. It was a good deal, and I could get a lot of money by resell. And even if I didn't take it back to another store, I could resell those games for
confess on a
markup.
podcast.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, but
confession.
But are you doing that now?
It's legit intelligence.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
sure.
confess
but
to
are
the
you
smartness.
Are you saying that you are seeing deals that you find valuable? Do you find value adds on
today?
The lightning deal or today's deals tab today? It is
with their QVC salesmen
trash.
like buy this. Yeah. So they want like buy this lucky gold star, not LG. That's actually a good a good company.
Pick another one. Do another.
But like buy this so not lucky, so unlucky silver star company from wherever.
I was
and
really
then
hoping
you buy
go
this
out
like
on a
toaster. No, I'm not gonna go. No.
Doing an accent.
Last time you and I talked, we had some problems with that, so I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm not setting myself. I'm not dangling the bait in front of you. I ain't dangling that bait, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, nobody knows what we're talking about, so let's move on. Lightning deals not as good as they used to.
No.
So you want because you can't get a good deal. You're a vindictive ex-girlfriend, and you don't want Amazon.
There were a lot
of
red flags, if we're going to be honest. Okay. First of all,
relationship red flags. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so first of all, the quality. Do you ever go on Amazon and search for something like I want an air filter, right? And you just type in like
that exact
HEPA
thing,
air
filter,
filter, HEPA air filter or whatever, and you get 10,000 results. Now, if you went to Amazon 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and you typed in HEPA air filter, you'd get like 8 results, and they would be brands that you've heard of. Now, you won't see a brand you've heard of on the first 4 pages. But what's really crazy...
Yeah, that's kind of true.
What's really crazy, though, is then you look and because it auto sorts by reviews, and you'll see some air filter by, a unlucky silver star company or whatever with like 29,000 reviews and like 4.7 stars. Do you ever feel like
there's no way.
Do you ever like look at the review section and go like these are true and accurate? I believe that 29,000 people took the time to go and review an air filter.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. There's no way that there's 20,000 people buying that
garbage
filter and saying, "Oh, I love this filter," and are willing to actually go onto Amazon.com, log in, and leave a 5-star review. Like I don't do that.
It's not happening.
And I'm a fairly conscientious consumer, right? Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Okay.
No.
So what's happening? What's actually happening?
Well,
why do you get 20,000 reviews?
Because what Amazon is more expensive American Temu. There is literally no difference. It is Alibaba or AliExpress, whatever, Temu.
AliExpress,
3 times the price for you have the convenience of being able to pay 3 times the price to get quote unquote free shipping if you have your Prime membership.
Which costs you $150 a year.
Yeah, which costs you $150 a year. But see, this is why I'm such a spiteful ex, right? But you pay $150 for Prime, not just for Prime, but also so you can get Prime Video, because like everyone's got to have 50 streaming services.
Right.
And then
but not anymore.
But then you
now,
get on Amazon Prime Video, and you're getting ads. You pay like $150 to not buy anything anymore because there's nothing worth buying, only to be served like the 18th reboot of Jack Reacher with like the guy from The Office. It's supposed to be like the coolest CIA agent ever, and he's like, Pam, like, and
that's not Jack Reacher, by the way. That's Jack Ryan.
Oh, same thing. I don't know, man. But like then, but in order to even get there, you're 6 minutes of ads, right? Whatever.
All right, so here's this is interesting that you bring this up because I have Amazon Prime and therefore Video.
Embarrassing.
And I did front $2.99 for a month of ad free, so that I could watch not that one. Jack Reacher, the one with big old dude Alan Rickson.
Yeah.
So I could watch that with
Man.
the woman without having to like wait for ads. Yeah, the Mammoth Man. That guy's so freaking big. He's jacked. And he's way better fit than Tom Cruise. No offense, Tom Cruise. Dude's an excellent actor.
What?
But also freaking crazy.
They've both been Jack Reacher though.
Freaking crazy.
Right?
They both been Jack Reacher.
Okay.
And Alan, yeah,
which
doesn't make any sense if you read the books.
Perfect.
No. Tom Cruise was Jack Reacher first, but not really.
First but worst.
That's the thing.
Right?
Like he's not really. First but worst. Second was the best. Yeah, you probably know what I'm doing there. Nobody else does. Brothers, and then third's the turd. Anyway, I don't know who the third's going to be.
What are you talking about?
But anyway, I watched for $2.99 ad free video, and it felt dirty. Like, why am I paying for something I'm already paying for?
Yeah,
they're just hooking you in. Music,
cut your losses.
Audible,
let it
video,
die. Not worth
ad
it.
free.
Let it go. It's not a good it's not a good offering anymore. There's no value to be found on Amazon anymore. Let it go.
There are things I feel like Temu doesn't have. But
hear
yeah, okay.
41% down this year. I'm happy to hear it.
All right. There, you heard it from Matty Ray himself, y'all. We are happy, or at least Matty Ray is extremely pleased, as the vindictive ex-girlfriend that he is.
Taking the controversial take against Amazon, like the most beloved, one of the most beloved companies in America. Garbage.
Yeah. Well, everybody loves their customer service. They're super, super beloved, and you want them to die a cold, dark death in an alley, in a back alley, stabbed five times in the chest. All right.
Correct.
Now, speaking of that, never mind. I don't know how to transition there. Well, you can bring up our next topic because it was your idea.
Yeah, what are you talking
really
about?
So.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
next topic. So, our third topic is typically some kind of question that, trying to really make us think about things, hypothetical situations, maybe. So, this week's big question: if you could erase one historical event from history, from existence, but it had to be one that happened in the last 50 years, which one would you choose and why?
Wait. So it couldn't be from like 85 or 90 years ago.
Nothing is allowed from 1939 to 1945.
So I can't say.
Nothing. 1914 to 1917.
So World War II is out of the.
Even Vietnam's gone, right?
Right.
Like 1975 to today.
1975 is when it ends. Yeah. So. Okay.
50 years.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Yeah, so I'm going to be honest with you.
If it's tough for you,
I'll be honest with all of you guys, for all of our listeners, because Matty Ray told me this question. He wanted to bring it up for today, like I don't know, an hour ago, and I've been doing other things. I haven't had a chance to think about it. So this is my raw answer. Truly, I haven't had a chance to think about it. 50 years, the most I don't know, egregious, whatever it is, like a historical event that I want to erase within the last 50 years.
There's a correct answer.
I mean, first thing that comes to mind is 9/11.
There you go.
Erase 9/11. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Why would you want to erase 9/11? The whole point.
So that we don't get involved in the war on terror, that we don't get involved in basically spending 20 years in the Middle East doing who knows what for who knows
I love that your reason is the Patriot Act. Like, I don't want to go to war in the Middle East. It's not to save 3,000 souls and the firemen, the brave firemen.
Well, and by extension, saving 3,000 souls. Sure, that's really important. And by extension, millions of other people who I'm sure were the majority of which were innocent. And so I think that's the answer, the only real answer that I could give. And I didn't think about it beforehand. I mean,
so what's really lame about that answer is if
bring Tupac back. No, I don't know,
garbage.
But
so what's really lame about that answer is, let's say a genie. It's like a weird reverse genie that instead of giving you 3 wishes, it gives 3 random people 1 wish. But it's like this question, right?
Yeah.
There's like a 90% chance that any other, like if it was me, you, and some random other American, there's like a 90% chance that the genie would only have to grant 2 wishes. It's just like, there's no creativity, And
see, I'm impressed. First of all, I'm impressed that you seem to have thought this through really well and predicted my answer.
I knew.
Because I'm given the politically correct answer, right? Which is not normally what I do.
It's lame that you're like, oh, I didn't even think about this, but like, obviously the correct answer is 9/11. It's right, bro.
First of all, I mean, that is the
second of
that's
all,
the one that doesn't get you in trouble, controversial wise.
You knew that I was going to set a trap, right?
Yeah,
and you sprung it perfectly. Lame answer, wasted answer, because someone else is gonna pick the same thing and like whatever, right?
Well, so you're adding this caveat with the genie that didn't exist
like,
in your previous.
But it's also like, okay, like we're gonna save like all 3,000 of these people. Like, you could have said like, COVID, which like also is like a pretty obvious answer, right?
Sure.
You could have said like,
But I said the one that led to 20 years of war. So
yeah, no, that's true. That's,
what's your answer?
That's good. But it's not.
Mine is not a controversial topic, but your response to it.
It's not the only event that has led to 20 or more years of conflict. What is my answer?
Okay.
Have you heard of a little thing called the Martinovich affair?
No, I haven't.
Also known
as elucidate
the Serbian Bottle Incident. Anything?
No.
Perfect.
No.
This is actually the correct answer. Okay. In 19
does this have anything to do with the U.S. going to like support the Bosnians?
I'll get there.
All right.
In 1985, a Serbian farmer,
perfect year,
named Đorđe Martinović, or George. George was just chilling in his field in a little village called Gilan in the region called Kosovo of the former Yugoslavia, presumably minding his own business. Now, why is it called the Serbian bottle or the Serbian glass bottle incident, you may ask? Well, Martinović ended up in the hospital with two different stories. Now, the first story was provided to the Yugoslavian Minister of Justice, I think, or the military minister of the local region, and he admitted first to he involved the deliberate introduction of a foreign object, in this case a glass bottle that previously held sparkling water, into his rectal cavity for the purpose of sexual gratification. Now,
so he got grokked, and he got grokked 40 years before Grok was
grokked himself. Now,
he grokked himself.
Now, once the glass bottle was inserted into the cavity, he proceeded.
Oh no!
He proceeded to use some sort of stick into the mouth of the bottle to try to force this further into the cavity, resulting in shattering the glass bottle. Where are you even going with this?
This is so...
No, okay.
Oh my God.
Follow me. Follow me. Okay.
This is hard to follow, man. You got to get to the point. Because I'm like...
Now, days later,
central
another
terrible
leading military official comes and visits him in the hospital to ask him, to interview him about what happened. Now, that's strange because we had the answer. Well, his story suddenly changed, where he made the claim that something like 2 or maybe 4, I mean, such a large number, who can keep track, of Serbian men, Kosovar men, the indigenous population to the region of Kosovo, where he, being a Slavic colonizer, not that I have any strong opinions on the situation in the Balkans, he claims that these ethnic Albanian Kosovar men actually
locals,
did this act to him, not for the purposes of sexual gratification. Now,
or at least not his
this
sexual
occurred in 1985. This became a national moment, a turning point in the Balkans, and it directly resulted in a war that has lasted 27 years. A genocide of the ethnic Albanian peoples, okay? A 27-year occupation of the region for defensive purposes by the U.S. and NATO. And at least the conservative numbers
fecal matter
are that
glass encrusted fecal matter.
At least 3 or 4 times as many people were genocided, just in the genocide part of this, than died in the World Trade Centers on 9/11. So,
all right. So what you're saying is that this guy needs to get his rocks off.
Well, he's dead now.
Stick in there.
He died in 2000.
Well. So no. Going back in time, you want to erase one historical event. The historical event you want to erase is basically him putting the stick in there. Because
I don't care what he does with
he's
going
to find another bottle.
I don't care what he does.
He's going to find another bottle.
But
you want the stick to not be available.
You know, the whole event is erased. I mean, like, I could have asked you, like, well, what specifically do you stop on 9/11? Because, like, how funny would it be if you're like, I made those terrorists not get on the plane, and I'd be like, well, what if the building still exploded?
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh,
so we're not gonna play that game, right? It's the
No, that's you want the whole event to be erased. I got it. So that
right.
That's gross. That first of all, you spent way too long talking about.
Well, you needed to understand why it's such a good.
I don't need to understand. That's so much
take.
Detail that I don't need. This is gross. This is gross.
Of course.
Man. Like truly shattered glass.
I want it to have never happened.
Mean, yeah.
What else do you want from me?
I think I can actually get behind you on that. But now that I say those words, I realize it's probably not the appropriate way to say it.
I won't be changing my story, sir.
Ooh,
anyway,
spicy.
So that's the correct answer to the question.
That's gross.
So
that's super nasty.
Moving right along.
Well, you got any other questions for me? Because we can move past that one.
No, I think that's probably good.
I don't know. Yeah. I honestly I don't know that story, and I think that our listeners have been properly educated.
Yeah.
Maybe more than properly educated.
There's a whole video you can go look at, like Count Dankula.
And how important they're super educated in how important it is to exercise safe sex. And with that, my friends,
safe, unsafe, just don't start a genocide afterwards, okay, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness, is that even controversial to say? Don't genocide people.
That's super gross. Yeah, that's super gross.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, that guy grokked himself. Speaking of, we've basically covered quite a few egregious topics today.
Big topics.
Grok, we started with Epstein, and the fall of Zon, the biggest one of the biggest companies in America is going down. Is it going down? Will she? Won't she? And we ended with
I won't.
The wonders of of inserting glass bottles into your anal sphincter
and the horrifying things that might follow.
And the horror.
This and more only on the Relatively Controversial Podcast. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. What historical event of the last 50 years would you like to see erased from history? And it can
probably
be listening to this episode and hearing that horrifying story. Anyway, we appreciate you all for listening. Come back later. Make sure you do subscribe.
Later.
And peace out.
Peace.